So I wanted to talk today about panic attacks. Had my first panic attack when I was 11. I was at the grammar school and I was in the first year. And at the grammar school, we would have to sometimes go to the annex building for lessons. Between the main school and the annex, we had quite a walk, about a 10-minute, quarter of an hour walk through town. So when we walked through town, I was with a couple of girls at the time, we stopped and bought some sweets in the shop. They were hard-boiled sweets, which I'd never had a problem with before. So we're walking back through town and we're midway between both schools, and this sweet got caught in my throat. I can still feel the panic now. I just ran and ran and ran until I got to the school. I went into the cloakrooms and just drank more water to try and move this lump in my throat. And the absolute panic I felt then, I don't think has ever really gone away. I've had problems with my throat ever since I can remember. I mean, I've worried about choking and dying just all of my life. I still even do it to a slightly lesser extent now because I'm very careful about what I eat. And again, this all started at 11 and gradually built and built. Unfortunately, it was reinforced when I was about 18 or 19, when I was at my boyfriend's and we were having smoked haddock for tea, and I got a fish pen stuck in my throat then. Tried for hours with salt water, trying to get it to move, couldn't get it to move, ended up having to go to the hospital to have this fish bone removed, and they deadened my throat and got rid of the fish bone. So I think because of everything else that was going on with me, because I was just so ignored as a child, I dealt with these things on my own. And because of the tonsillitis that I'd had ever since I could remember, everything now seemed to centre around my throat and problems with my throat and worrying about my throat, worrying about it closing over. And again, I had nobody really to talk to about this, nobody to try and rationalise it for me, as I would have done, have done with my daughter. You try and rationalise things, but I just couldn't get it into perspective. So over a period of years, I just cut out more and more food, anything that I felt could make me choke. I'd cut out. I mean, I would never eat peanuts. Don't like peanuts anywhere near me because to me they're solid and I could choke on them. I don't eat apples anymore. I don't eat sort of solid. I mean, I'll eat oranges and that because it's mainly juice and that. But there are so many foods that when I go around the shops, I know what I can eat and what I can't eat, and that's been built up over years. It's been a very difficult journey. I mean, because of that panic attack, my nerves just went into overdrive. And I think my mother finally saw that I was struggling. She finally took me to the doctors. So age 11, I'm actually on medication called Lentazole, which was amitriptyline, but in a slow release formula. So it was 25 milligrams of amitriptyline, slow release, to try and relax me a little more to deal with life. I've been on medication most of my life. And even though, yes, I have the panic attacks, but I think the root of the whole matter is that I didn't matter. Nobody really bothered to help me. Yes, my mum took me to the doctor, but there was no sitting down and talking to me, getting me to talk things through to see how I felt, whether there was any way that they could help. There's never been anything like that with my parents. I've always had to work things out on my own, which, as I say, has left me with a lifelong worry about dying and about choking on things. I don't like eating out with people very much unless I know those people very well. I'm always afraid I'm either going to make a fool of myself when I'm eating, I'm going to start coughing, I'm going to start choking, and then what am I going to do? So again, if I eat out, I'm very picky about what I eat, and sometimes I'll make out I'm eating the whole meal and I'm really not. I'm just eating the bits that I can. And you know, I don't want to have to explain to people why this is such a terror for me. But it is a terror. There's no two ways about it. It's an absolute terror. And at one point in my life, in my adult life, I actually went down to just under 6 stone, where all I was eating was, strangely enough, mashed potato. I could eat that. And Mars bars. And I know that sounds really weird, but they was the only things that I felt comfortable with eating. And I'll tell you about those another day. Thanks.